Alright, this took way too long to get to, so let's just get right into it. Another year, another wrap-up video to move on into the next. So, first thing I want to do is actually ask you all a question. Do you think I should start a Discord server? I'm sure anyone who's seen my absolutely barren Twitter account would probably realize that I'm not a huge social media guy. I post my videos on YouTube, then go about my life, but I am fairly active on Discord. I know a lot of creators make servers for their communities, and I kind of wanted to pose the question to all of you, to at least get a general idea of how people feel about that. Anyways, let's get to the wrap-up. 2023 was an insanely good year for my channel, to say the least. We'll get into the stats for nerds a little later on, but in terms of total subscribers, we grew by over 50% this year, which is beyond unheard of for me. 2023 was easily the year I was the most dedicated to making videos in during my entire time on YouTube, which probably does help with that. While I did start the year with the plan to make more shorter videos to keep a more consistent output, things didn't exactly turn out that way. Not only did I make more videos than any other year prior, with 8 full reviews or retrospectives on the main channel, alongside my one Patreon exclusive one, as well as a couple other videos on the channel as well, but they ended up being super long too, with 2 of them being well over an hour, and only 2 of the main reviews being under 50 minutes. And you know what? I think it'd be pretty fun to do a quick tier list on my main videos for the year. While I didn't think any of them were bad, I definitely thought a few were better than some others, so let's quickly just do that. Starting things off in C tier, we've got the videos on Partners in Time and One Piece Odyssey. Now, I wouldn't call these videos bad, but if there were any that I'd redo or change in any way, it'd be these ones. My opinions on the games themselves haven't really changed. I typically stand by the points I made, but I feel like I wasn't able to convey my thoughts on them quite as well as I wanted, and in terms of One Piece Odyssey, in a way that wasn't super obtuse to anyone who isn't a big fan of One Piece. They're still fine as they are, I'm not ashamed of them by any means, but I definitely feel like they were my weakest output for the year. In B tier, we've got my videos on Bug Fables, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Paper Jam. These were just solid videos that didn't have anything super wrong with them, but also didn't quite stand out as much as I'd wanted. Still perfectly fine in my opinion. In A tier, we've got the Superstar Saga video. This was a great start to the series and was fun, fairly concise, and well put together. Not really much more to say than that, pretty good. And finally, in S tier, we've got the Bowser's Inside Story and Dream Team videos. I easily think that they were the best. I feel like my writing was at its best in the Bowser's Inside Story video, and my video editing and gags were at their best in Dream Team. Both are really good in my opinion, and I want to make them my new baseline for the future, but I guess time will tell on that one. This was all a lot of work. These videos alone were like 7 hours worth of content, especially since I have to try to balance that all out with my normal 9 to 5, but I definitely feel like it was worth it since the response to everything I've put out this year has been phenomenal. Now, I'm sure most of you don't know this, but at the very start of last year, I did a sort of soft reboot on my channel. I had been doing more structured reviews for a couple years, starting to post much more frequently in 2020, but nothing went anywhere, largely because I had a decade's worth of prior content that was drowning it out. So I sort of hid that old stuff away in playlists, hoping to give my channel a bit of a new life, and man did it work. I don't know how to explain this better than with the numbers, so let's just do that. Last year, I gained just under 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. In 2022, and just as a reminder, that was the year when I published the majority of my Paper Mario retrospectives, I gained 77 the entire year. Now, admittedly, there was probably some audience cycling here, people who knew me for my older stuff leaving, but it probably wasn't much. So to see everything that's happened this year is beyond amazing, and I can't wait to start tackling stuff in 2024 to see if we can't keep that momentum going. On that note, I do sort of want to talk about my general plans for 2024. 2022 was Paper Mario, 2023 was Mario and Luigi, so what's the big project for this year? Well, that's the thing, I kind of want to talk about some smaller stuff, things that I've had on my radar for a while, but aren't part of a major franchise or whatever. I'm still planning on doing retrospectives on a few key series, but I'm not planning on doing any huge franchise-spanning projects this year. There's a few reasons for that. Firstly is that doing these huge projects that take upwards of a year is exhausting. Playing the same games from the same franchise over and over for these videos takes a major toll, and it definitely gets draining. Like, I was so happy to finish my Paper Jam video so I could just stop talking about Mario for a a while, and I'm sure that came across in my tone of voice near the end of that video. The second reason is that I kinda want to start challenging myself when it comes to my writing and presentation, and with franchises like Mario & Luigi or Paper Mario, I kind of found myself getting into a groove with my scripts. It was pretty easy to know what I wanted to say about any one aspect of the later Mario & Luigi games, because I'd already formulated so many opinions about the series and about these games as I'd played them. I probably would have had to put a lot more thought into any one part of those videos if I hadn't played any of the other ones, but since I had, it was easy to articulate my thoughts, which led to scripts being written a lot faster and easier than the earlier videos were. So I figure by branching out a bit, covering different topics, maybe even ones a little outside my comfort zone, I'll be able to improve my skills with writing, editing, and more a lot faster than if I were just to dig deeper into this Mario rut. I definitely have improved a lot over the last few years, and in pretty much every aspect, I feel like the Mario & Luigi videos overall are my best yet. But of course, there's always room to grow, and I want to keep getting better and better so I can make better videos for all of you. And I also want to try to make my Patreon page a little more appealing for people, and I'm struggling with figuring out how. The obvious answer is to just make more exclusive content, and yeah, I am planning on doing that, but it's really not as easy a solution as it seems. When my main videos can take months to produce with my work schedule, fitting another 3 or 4 in a year may not be super tenable. I don't know, but I'm always thinking about how to make it better. I know that the Patreon is really just for people who want to directly support me with more than just a video like or subscription, and I equally appreciate anyone who does and am eternally grateful. But I also do understand wanting to get more out of that, so yeah, I'm working on it. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for this, so here's to making 2024 even better than 2023. I hope you stick around to see what I've got cooking. I'm constantly working on new videos, and by time this goes up, my next retrospective video will be in the editing pipeline, so hopefully it won't be too much longer from now. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. And just before we end the video, a special shout out to my paid patrons, R.A. Miller, Anon42, Louis G, and Gaming Specs. Thank you all so much.